Hi everyone, it's me, Tim. Decided to do a Cain Games update because as you can see, things have changed. Lots of changes actually, so I thought I'd spend a fun Friday walking through the changes so you guys can know what's going on. First off, I have moved back to Southern California. I did that a little over a week ago, my time, but remember I have a big queue. It's like 6 weeks long, I think, on this channel. So from your point of view, you kept seeing a bunch of videos that I filmed up in Seattle. Although you did see a video on our Cain magic design that popped up in this place. These shelves had nothing in it. I hadn't unpacked. It's because someone who is a super mutant paid for a priority video and wanted to know about Arcanum magic design, so I dropped what I was doing and I talked about Arcanum magic design and colleges and magic tech and all that stuff. I thought it was a pretty good video. Still getting used to the sound. I think the sound's a little better because when this room was empty, it was very echoey. But I've been very busy unpacking. I managed to fill all these. You'll see that this is a lot of the same stuff, but it's in a little bit of different order because my display cases are over here now where you can't see them. And I also put things in different places because based on how often I use them or what I thought looked good. What's interesting is I found a box that got moved. I used professional movers that had been moved up there and never unpacked. So it had sat in Seattle for 5 years and then moved back here. And inside of it was a jar full of dice. As if I don't have enough dice. I have a whole video on all the dice I have. As if I don't have enough dice, I found a jar full of dice. So I have even more dice now. Also, I moved into this place and immediately this squirrel just ran up to me like she knew me. Like she was my best friend. Just no fear, comes right up to me. Didn't know what to do. I mean, she just sat there and looked at me and I shrugged and I'm like, what do you want from me? I don't know you. Talked to a friend of mine who feeds the squirrels and birds and all and in her backyard. She said, get some walnuts. She gave me a starter pack of walnuts. So now, whenever I leave, I have to pay the tax to this squirrel. And it's gotten to the point where she expects one when I come home too. So that's 2 walnuts a day I got to pay this thing to get to my own place. So second, I should point out that I'm back at Obsidian. I'm their full-time employee and in person, so not remote. So I'm not a contractor anymore. So this means that I'm not working in other places, although there's at least one game that I worked on that I know is going to ship. So I don't know if it'll be next year or the year after, but a game's going to come out that's not an Obsidian game. They'll have my name in the credits because I did work for it. There are other games I worked on. I'm not sure they're going to ship. The 2020 to 2025 was a weird time in the industry, and a lot of games got started, and a lot of games got canceled. So I really don't know the status of all the games that I contracted on. I also can't talk about the project I'm working on at Obsidian just because, that's covered under NDA. Don't bother guessing. You're not going to guess right. I would say that I'm probably a lot less retired now than I was before. So the whole video I have on being semi-retired, I guess I'm not. I've been here for a little over a week. I already have 4 new shirts. This is a shirt that Obsidian designed in memoriam for Terry Hess, an artist who passed away recently at Obsidian. I also went to the Outer Worlds launch party. I guess I'll make a video about that at some point. I came home with a tattoo of the Moon Man. So, yeah. Third, I just want to say this channel is going to keep going. No one at Obsidian has even remotely suggested that I have to stop it. In fact, many of my coworkers have said that they watch this channel. And I know they did because they started telling me which videos were their favorite or what stories I said that they thought were funny. So people are saying that they like it. I'm going to keep doing it as long as I have stories to tell. As long as you have questions that are really good and that I think need a video to answer and that I can answer them. Sometimes you guys ask me questions about art or music or just things I don't know about. Someone else did it and I stuck it in the game. So as long as you ask questions I can answer, I'm going to be here answering them. It's interesting to note that this entire channel started because I wrote a really thick memoir, and everybody who read it said it was boring. And a couple people suggested that instead of writing stories about my time in game development, I talk about them. And that's what this channel is. And it's become a lot more than that since then. I now talk about current trends in game development. I answer your questions about game development. So the channel has become a lot more than just Tim Cain story hour on things that happened 30 years ago. And then finally, and perhaps most importantly, because I'm in person at Obsidian, we've already started having chocolate eating meetings again. So if you check my chocolate blog, there's already a few more on there, including a really good Dubai style chocolate I had. I thought that Dubai chocolate was a trend. Finally got a bar. It is delicious. Dubai style chocolate is delicious. And several coworkers said, hey, will you be starting up a chocolate blog again? And I thought, hey, I can start eating chocolate bars again because I can give most of them to coworkers rather than eat the whole bar, which I do not need to do. So I think that's everything I wanted to go over. This was kind of short, but way longer than a short. So I made it into a long, whatever this format's called, for a fun Friday. And hopefully that answers questions about why I'm in a new room, what's going on behind me, whether I'm going to keep doing videos, and just what's going on. Anyway, hope you all have a good Friday.